Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled by a great river, there lived a young fisherman named Finn. Finn was known for his courage and kindness. Every day, he would sail out in his small boat to fish, providing fresh catches for the villagers. Despite his bravery, Finn had one fear: he was terrified of the dark waters of the river at night. Strange stories had been passed down through generations about the mysterious creatures that lived beneath the moonlit waves. One evening, just as the sun was setting, an old woman from the village came to Finn with a request. "My dear boy," she said, her voice trembling with worry, "my granddaughter has fallen terribly ill, and only the golden scale of the moonfish can save her. The moonfish only appear under the light of the full moon, but they dwell in the deepest part of the river, where the water is darkest." Finn's heart sank at the thought of venturing out on the river at night, but he couldn't ignore the old woman's plea. He knew he had to face his fear for the sake of the young girl's life. That night, as the full moon rose high in the sky, casting its silver light over the village, Finn prepared his boat for the journey. The villagers gathered to see him off, their faces etched with concern. They knew of the dangers that lurked in the river after dark, but they also knew that if anyone could succeed, it was Finn. With a deep breath, Finn pushed his boat into the water and began to row. The river was calm, but as the light of the village faded behind him, an eerie silence settled over the water. The only sound was the soft splash of his oars cutting through the river's surface. As Finn rowed deeper into the night, the moon's reflection shimmered on the water, guiding his way. The river, once so familiar and safe during the day, now seemed like a different world entirely. Shadows danced on the water, and strange shapes seemed to move just beneath the surface. Finn's heart pounded in his chest, but he kept rowing, determined to find the moonfish. He knew that time was running out for the old woman's granddaughter. After what felt like hours, Finn reached the deepest part of the river. The water here was almost black, and the moonlight barely penetrated its depths. Finn took a deep breath and cast his net into the water, hoping that luck would be on his side. For a moment, nothing happened. The river was still and silent. But then, Finn felt a strong tug on his net. He pulled with all his might, and to his amazement, he saw a soft, golden light rising from the depths. As the net broke the surface, Finn gasped in wonder. Inside was the moonfish, a magnificent creature with scales that glittered like gold under the moonlight. Its eyes were wise and gentle, and it seemed to regard Finn with a calm understanding. But just as Finn was about to reach for the golden scale, the river began to churn. Dark, swirling currents surrounded the boat, and the water seemed to come alive with a sinister energy. The legends were true, the river's mysterious creatures had awakened. From the depths emerged a great, shadowy serpent with eyes like glowing embers. It was the guardian of the river, a creature tasked with protecting the treasures of the deep. "Who dares disturb the sacred waters?" the serpent hissed, its voice echoing across the river. Finn's hands trembled, but he stood tall in his boat. "I am Finn, a fisherman from the village. I seek the golden scale of the moonfish to save the life of a young girl. Please, grant me this one request, and I will leave your waters in peace." The serpent eyed Finn suspiciously, its massive form coiling around the boat. "Many have come seeking the treasures of the river," it said. "But few have asked with such humility and bravery. Why should I trust you, mortal?" Finn met the serpent's gaze, his voice steady despite his fear. "I have nothing to offer you but my word and my sincerity. I do not seek riches or glory. I only wish to save a life." The serpent considered Finn's words for a long moment. Then, to Finn's surprise, it spoke again, but this time with a softer tone. "Your heart is true, young fisherman. I will grant you the scale, but you must promise to respect the river and its creatures. Remember that the river is not to be taken lightly, and that its power must be honored." With that, the serpent dipped its head, and the moonfish swam closer to Finn. The fish gently shed one of its golden scales, which floated up to Finn's outstretched hand. The scale was warm and pulsed with a soft light, as if it held a piece of the moon itself. "Thank you," Finn whispered, his heart swelling with gratitude. The serpent nodded once and then disappeared back into the depths of the river, taking the swirling currents with it. The water calmed, and the night was peaceful once more. Finn quickly turned his boat around and began rowing back to the village, the golden scale clutched tightly in his hand. The moonlight guided him safely home, and by the time he reached the shore, the first light of dawn was breaking over the horizon. The villagers rushed to meet Finn as he stepped onto dry land. He handed the golden scale to the old woman, who wept with relief and joy. "Thank you, Finn," she said, her voice choked with emotion. "You have saved my granddaughter's life." With the golden scale, the village healer was able to create a powerful remedy that cured the young girl. She quickly recovered, and soon the whole village was celebrating. Finn was hailed as a hero, but he remained humble, always remembering the promise he had made to the guardian of the river. From that day on, Finn continued to fish in the river, but he did so with a newfound respect for its mysteries and its power. He knew that the river was more than just a source of livelihood, it was a living, breathing force that deserved to be honored and protected. And on nights when the moon was full, Finn would often sit by the river's edge, gazing at the shimmering water and thinking of the serpent and the moonfish. He knew that the river's secrets would always be there, just beneath the surface, waiting for those who approached with courage, humility, and a true heart. And so, the village and the river remained in harmony, the bond between them stronger than ever, thanks to the bravery of one young fisherman. The end.